My beloved, you were not supposed to find this now, but heaven had a different plan tonight. There's something you need to know, and once you hear it, you will never see her the same again. This is not a message about strangers or dreams or signs. This is about your sister, yes, the one you think you know, but her hidden actions. God is revealing them now, not to punish her, but to protect you. And before anything else is said, I must ask, do not skip. Do not delay. Heaven is watching how you respond to this. Even as you read this sentence, your sister's name is echoing in the spirit realm. The truth has been waiting to be uncovered, and now it begins with you. Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you for over 3 days. A special request came from God himself. Tell my child before it's too late. The heartache will double if they ignore this. And so here I am whispering through this message with trembling urgency. You felt it, haven't you? That strange shift between you and her. That feeling that something is not what it seems. That moment you looked in her eyes and felt like she was hiding a whole world behind her smile. My beloved, heaven says your intuition was not wrong, but the timing had to be right, and tonight it is. If you feel chills right now, or your heart is pounding a little faster, it's not a coincidence. It means this was meant for you. And if you believe this message found you for a divine reason, then please pause for 5 seconds and subscribe to this holy message channel, because what I am about to reveal, no one else will tell you. Archangel Michael says, if they skip this now, they will regret it in 7 days. But if they listen, their tears will become victory. Now listen carefully. Beloved soul, your sister is not evil, but she's been involved in something God didn't approve of. And God gave her chance after chance after chance. But now it's your turn to know, because what she's doing will affect your life directly. And the longer you stay unaware, the deeper the spiritual consequence. I say this with love, but also with divine seriousness. You might think she's quiet, kind, soft-spoken, but there's a side of her she hides even from herself. It started as a secret, then a habit, and now it's a pattern. Heaven is whispering this to you now. She made a decision 6 months ago, and since then, it's been unfolding behind closed doors. But Archangel Michael saw it. Angels tried to block it. God sent dreams, but she kept going. And now it's not just about her anymore. It's about what it might do to you. That's why this message had to be delivered. Now, God doesn't shame. God warns. God redeems. But only when the truth is accepted. And you, my child, you have been chosen to hold that truth first. You're still here reading this, and that means something. Heaven celebrates your obedience because only the chosen ones keep listening when the truth feels uncomfortable. But listen, in 3 days something will happen. A small event that will seem like nothing, but it's everything. It's the moment where God will uncover a hidden phone call, a hidden visit, or a secret financial connection that you weren't supposed to see, but you will. And when it happens, you'll remember this message. And when that moment comes, don't yell. Don't accuse, just breathe. Because Archangel Michael will guide you, and the Spirit of God will be with you when the confrontation happens. Yes, there will be one. There has to be. But you won't be alone. And no, this is not meant to destroy your relationship. It's meant to purify it. Because only truth can stand in the light, and only love that's built on truth will survive the storm that's coming. My beloved, the reason this hurts is because you care. But caring without clarity leads to chaos. God doesn't want that for you. God wants peace in your home. But how can there be peace when a hidden sword has been placed under your roof? That sword has a name. It's deception. And that deception is wearing your sister's smile. But don't hate her. Just get ready, because the moment you finish this message, something in the heavens will shift. Archangel Michael says, the one who ignored this message once will feel the sting of regret, but the one who listens with their heart will receive protection wrapped in truth. That's why I say again, if your soul is trembling now, don't ignore it. That's not fear. That's a prophecy being awakened in your chest. That's the divine saying, I need you alert. I need you prepared, because what comes next will test you. You might be wondering, why now? Why today? Why me? Because heaven chose you, beloved. Not because you are the oldest. Not because you're the wisest. But because your soul, yes, your soul is the most awake. Even when you doubt yourself, even when you feel tired, your spirit remains connected to God. That's why Michael was sent to you. That's why God didn't send this to someone else in your family, because you have the eyes that see beyond appearances. You've always felt that your sister carried a weight. You just didn't know what it truly was until now. Let me tell you what the angels saw. One night, not long ago, your sister sat in silence in her room. The air around her was heavy, and even though her lips didn't move, her spirit was shouting. She was wrestling. A choice lay before her. And instead of asking for help, she called upon something or someone she wasn't supposed to. Yes, beloved, she made a spiritual agreement that God didn't approve. And now that agreement is affecting your entire household. But here's the miracle. Heaven is not exposing her to shame her. Heaven is exposing her to save her. And you, yes, you are the key. But only if you receive this message with open eyes and a ready heart. There's a letter or maybe a screenshot. Something is hidden in a folder or a device or in the cloud, and it has your name in it. It's been waiting to be revealed. It's the missing piece to what you've been sensing all along. When you find it, don't panic. That moment is the bridge. The bridge between shock and freedom. The bridge between illusion and clarity. Your sister didn't mean to harm you, but what she's covering up will cause harm if it stays in the dark. Archangel Michael has already placed a protective barrier around your energy. That's why lately you've been feeling moments of strange exhaustion or sudden chills. That's the spiritual world whispering. Something is not clean, but help is on the way. And beloved, you're reading the help right now. I'm asking you in the name of heaven, don't let this go unread. Don't treat this like one of those messages that you skip and say, maybe later, because later is too late. You are already being watched by angels and by the energy she's unknowingly pulled into your environment. That's why your sleep has been off. That's why your emotions have been unpredictable, because something has been spiritually leaking into your space. But not anymore, because now light has entered. And if your soul has stayed with me this long, then you already feel it. Something divine is happening even as you breathe. So pause just for a second. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this divine message channel now, because messages like this aren't created. They're assigned. You were meant to hear this. You were meant to be awakened. Don't miss the next whisper from heaven. Your sister didn't mean to harm you, but what she's covering up will cause harm if it stays in the dark. Archangel Michael has already placed a protective barrier around your energy. That's why lately you've been feeling moments of strange exhaustion or sudden chills. That's the spiritual world whispering, something is not clean, but help is on the way. And beloved, you're reading the help right now. I'm asking you in the name of heaven, don't let this go unread. Don't treat this like one of those messages that you skip and say, maybe later, because later is too late. You are already being watched by angels and by the energy she's unknowingly pulled into your environment. That's why your sleep has been off. That's why your emotions have been unpredictable, because something has been spiritually leaking into your space. But not anymore, because now light has entered. And if your soul has stayed with me this long, then you already feel it. Something divine is happening even as you breathe. So, pause just for a second, and if you haven't already, subscribe to this divine message channel now, because messages like this aren't created, they're assigned. You were meant to hear this. You were meant to be awakened. Don't miss the next whisper from heaven. Archangel Michael is still speaking. Your sister may not understand what's coming, but you will. You will know, because I will show you. I will speak through signs, repeating numbers, strange dreams, sudden phrases from people you didn't expect. The signs are being sent right now. Now breathe and listen again. The confrontation will not be with yelling. It will not be with rage. It will come through silence, through you speaking gently but directly, through your decision to let God speak through you instead of ego. And when you speak, she may deny, she may laugh, she may change the subject, but don't be shaken. Because in the following 24 hours, her truth will reveal itself without you needing to prove anything. That's how heaven works. It doesn't fight with fists, it fights with truth. And here's the deeper mystery. This warning isn't just about what she did, it's about what she was about to do next. Because had you not received this message, there was a coming day, a very specific moment where she would have made a choice that would have created spiritual debt. Not just for her, but for you too. That's why God interrupted your path with this sacred intervention. It's not to scare you, it's to save you. So I ask you with divine reverence, are you ready to see what God is trying to reveal? Are you willing to open your spiritual eyes, even if it's uncomfortable? Because the moment you say yes, heaven will start moving things behind the scenes. And in 48 hours, you will notice it. A shift, a strange phone call, a slip of the tongue, a sudden conversation you weren't meant to hear. That's how truth starts peeking through the veil. Your sister is still God's child, and He loves her deeply, but He also loves you, and He cannot let you remain blind to something that can cost you your peace, your health, or your destiny. There are blessings hovering over your life that are waiting to land, but they can't do that if deception is sitting in the room beside you. Heaven is making room now. That's why Michael is here. Do you feel it? This isn't a message to delete. It's a divine instruction, and I need to tell you something else. Something that may sting but will set you free. There is jealousy. Yes, your sister has held jealousy in her heart, and she has tried to bury it, but it's affected her decisions, her words, her alignment with you. She has compared herself in silence, even while smiling in photos, and she thought no one knew, but God knew. And God is merciful, yes, but God also exposes to protect. So what now? You pray, you stay silent for a while. You don't confront immediately. You listen because the next step will be given through divine timing. And when that timing comes, your mouth will know what to say, and your heart will not tremble because Michael will be standing behind you, and heaven will be watching with pride. You may not believe this part at first, but listen anyway, because what I'm about to reveal is something even your sister doesn't fully understand herself. It traces back to your childhood. Yes, back when the two of you used to share whispers under blankets, laugh at secrets, and promise to always protect each other no matter what. But something changed, and heaven knows when. It was a moment you barely remember, but your sister never forgot. A comparison, a comment, a look from someone important that made her feel like you were the favorite. From that seed, a silent bitterness grew. She buried it deep, never spoke of it. She carried it through school, through heartbreaks, through choices. And that unspoken jealousy became a shadow in her decisions, especially the ones about you. God says that moment wasn't your fault, but it's affecting your destiny today. And I cannot let that shadow continue to interfere with the blessings I'm sending to my child. That's why you felt blocked recently. That's why things you prayed for haven't arrived yet. The energy in your atmosphere has been clouded because a person living close to your soul has been creating resistance without even realizing it. And now that you know who it is, heaven can begin the cleansing. There's a person she's talking to. Yes, right now. A person who once smiled in your direction. A person you either trusted or once loved. And behind closed doors, your sister has been saying things to this person that are half true, twisted, or worse, meant to damage your name softly, not loudly, but quietly, subtly, spiritually. And those words have taken root. But don't worry, because once a lie is revealed under the light of God, it dies instantly. That's what's about to happen. You're not going to fight this in the flesh. Heaven is already fighting for you in the spirit, and now you must prepare. Prepare to stay silent even when everything in you wants to shout. Prepare to love her even when the truth feels like betrayal. Prepare to be elevated, because once this is dealt with, your blessing will accelerate like never before. The thing you've been praying for, the breakthrough, the call, the relationship, the divine confirmation, it was never denied. It was simply delayed. And the delay ends tonight. And beloved, if your eyes are watery now or your hands are shaking just a little, it means this message is piercing the exact place it was meant to. That means heaven is touching your soul right now. And if you haven't already, I gently ask again, open your heart to this divine revelation. Because what's coming next is not just about your sister, it's about your entire spiritual journey. The veil is lifting, and you're about to see things you've never seen before. People's true intentions, hidden motivations, the spiritual battles happening around you. It might feel overwhelming at first, but remember, this heightened awareness is a gift. It's God equipping you for the next phase of your purpose. Your sister's actions, though hurtful, are just the beginning. They're a catalyst for a greater awakening in your life. Through this situation, God is teaching you discernment, forgiveness, and the power of speaking truth in love. These are tools you'll need for the ministry that's coming your way. Yes, I said ministry, because after this storm passes, and it will pass, you're going to find yourself in a position to help others who've been through similar betrayals. Your story will become a testimony that brings healing to many. But first, you must walk through this fire with grace and divine wisdom. In the coming days, pay close attention to your dreams. God will speak to you there, revealing strategies and giving you comfort. You might see symbols of restoration, like broken things being mended, or dry lands suddenly blooming. These are not just dreams, they're prophetic glimpses into your future. And when the moment comes to confront your sister, remember this: your words have power. Speak with love, but speak with authority. The truth you utter will not just address the present situation, it will break generational cycles of jealousy and misunderstanding in your family line. This is bigger than you realize. Your obedience in this moment is setting the stage for a family restoration that will impact generations to come. So stand firm, beloved. Let the light of truth shine through you. Your sister's healing is tied to your courage to speak what God reveals. And here's a final word of encouragement. After this storm, a double portion of blessing awaits you. The enemy tried to use your sister to block your blessings, but God is turning it around for your good. What was meant to harm you will propel you into your destiny. So breathe deep, child of God. You're not alone in this. Heaven's armies are rallying around you. Michael himself stands guard over your spirit. Trust the process, follow the divine guidance, and watch as God turns this painful situation into a powerful testimony. Your time of vindication is coming. Your season of acceleration is at hand. The lies will crumble, the truth will prevail, and you will emerge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your divine purpose than ever before. Remember, this message found you for a reason. It's not by chance that you're hearing these words right now. God orchestrated this moment to prepare you for what's coming. So hold on to hope, stand in faith, and get ready for a divine turnaround that will leave you in awe of God's faithfulness. The confrontation is coming, but so is your breakthrough. And when it's all said and done, both you and your sister will be set free. Free from the lies, free from the jealousy, free to step into the fullness of who God created you to be. This is your moment of divine intervention. Embrace it, trust it, and watch as God moves mountains on your behalf. Your story is far from over. In fact, the most beautiful chapters are just about to begin.